5.
Oh yeah, that quick. Right, let's get this on full screen. Right, everybody see that full screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, let's kick off. Welcome back, people. I've missed the last couple of weeks. I enjoyed putting them together, and same again tonight. Got quite a few to get through. Before we do kick off, update on Steve Chambers. Yeah, very well, but he's still with us. I'll tell you more next week. Keep battling, Steve. Right then, let's get going. These are my strawberries. Now, these are flamingo. These are a late fruiting variety. That's why I bought them. I eat fruiting end of August, September. I'm bloody fruiting now. Thank you very much. So that I'm going to get going. And this is a Porthos cherry, also late fruiting. Got bloody fruit on him. Gordon Bennett. That's our loopy weather. Right, bedding plants. I need to prick some out. So I've got my Livingston daisies on the left and a dwarf marigold on the right. Offside seed trays. I don't need that many. Multi-purpose compost mixed with vermiculite as normal. Then just a slight covering, top dressing in vermiculite. And as you can see them coming through alright. I just upend them, get them all out. I don't get the forking while I'm in the wash it. What I'm doing the dwarf marigolds in 2s. See if I do lose one, obviously. Right, these trays, I've got a few of these. So I'm using these for our Bring Your Boy June Garlic Club. Meaning, if everybody can mute, please. Unless you're coming with a wash it later on, thank you, less disturbance. So I don't need these trays. So I'm gonna obviously give these away in June. So I should do some in them, as we've done there. Propagating in the greenhouse. This will be coming out. Well, it's out by now, but this is an old photo, obviously, 2 weeks ago. As I don't need the propagator anymore, or that extra heat. Gladioli cormlets outside. They've been outside a while now, by the side of the greenhouse. When they do dry out, because it's been a while since we've had rain here. We've had a couple of small, little light showers, but when they do dry out, obviously, same as stuff in the greenhouse, then I'll give them a good watering. And if it is nice during the day, then everything is thrown out the greenhouse, either on the back there, near young fruit trees, or any other stuff. This is a hound. I've put her down for Spanish lessons, and she's beautiful. She'll be suited for beginners class, and that's what we're doing anyway. I'm in the 3rd week. It's Tuesday. Look at her cotton socks. So we welcome Bailey, Max, Milo, Rosie, Betty, and that's doing great. Right, Lavatarian. These are Barnsley Baby. We'll come on to these later on, but if you remember, I was trialling 3 different composts. These are peat free and basically give them crap, because that one there especially is wilting, telling you is drying out, meaning these lot hold no moisture whatsoever. But we'll come on to them later on. Right, Cumberland brandy, which has been brewing. This is now ready to move to the demijohn. So that's what you're gonna do. Obviously, I've got to get the lumps out of him. So I'll upend him, skin the big lumps out. And then that lot, that bucket is a clean bucket, so that lot will go through there again, i.e. smaller sieve, so I want even more lumps out. Obviously I want the wine to go as clear as I can get it. So I'll go through that lot, and then I clean that out again, and we start again and put a muslin cloth over it, so I'll get even more lumps out on it. This gets the wine nice and clear. Gets rid of the sediment as well. So that's done. Now I start pouring it into a nice clean demijohn. And this has worked out well because that is just about ideal. Any further up than that, up the demijohn, then the bubbling will be too rapid and you'll get an overflow on the strapper. So that's good for me. So I'll put the Cumberland brandy on what it is and check it on the 6th of October. He's got water in him, he's been sterilised and he's pushed in nice and firm. So obviously the air will escape from there, but nothing can get in. Upstairs in our boilers in here, next to the bed. So there's the one I've just bunged in. There's two previous, as you've seen. Now with these, now that one he started throbbing straight away and you can see he's well down on the bottom. So I did put a bit of tissue around just in case he did start bubbling over there, which he'd come close to it, and that one as well. So these two are settled now, so them two are going to be transferred over to him, as we've done there. So if it does bubble over, i.e. if all the goodies in there kicking, then I'm prepared for it. Right, runner beans next door. This is looking through the end of my greenhouse, next door's garden. There's a side of his greenhouse. Now every year he starts his runner beans off, you just make them out behind that bit of plastic glass. But that bit of protection, obviously it's up against the greenhouse, so if there is a frost, it's got the protection. And by the time they get up here, then that established them well away. So I thought, well, if he can do it, I might just be able to make him out in there. Let's see his canes up. Oh, you can see the one, you can see the leaves of them now. So I thought I'll give me a go as well, so we'll come on to that in a bit. Right, my two grapes, which was bunged in last year, in the last year. Outside the end of the tunnel, at the top of the garden. You come in inside, they're showing new growth. As you can see outside as well. So there's a couple down there, which I don't need. So I'm going to take them off. Right, so them are the ones in drink cups for myself. I'm in twos as well. So them two there before our bingo boy in June. Cold end of the greenhouse. Same as quite a few stuff. And there's me Livingston daisies, them are doing well as well. Cold end of the greenhouse. Now is that Love Lies Bleeding or Bleeding Heart? One of them two.
Bleeding Heart.
Go, thank you, sir. I shall be getting that by next week. Right, my troughs for me runner beans. I've got to fill these up. So make sure all the holes that are in there, which there's one there, another one there, I'll just poke them through, because obviously these should be poked through by the time you get them. But yeah, and there's another one there. Well, that's one I've pushed through. So I'm just making sure I have got all my drainage. Canes are nice and firm, holding upright. Now we've got to fill them. Right, alpaca and llama muck. I know that's a good one. This one is well rotted chicken muck. There's also old goat muck, which I've rubbed that out by hand so I get smaller lumps. So that's a good brew under the bottom of them. There's a hound, put her in a playpen with a little toy, keep her quiet. Right, topsoil. This is a mixture now. Obviously, same as anything else, get all the lumps, stones and crap out. Bit of Spentops, and that's Westland compost, and that one is the Lidl compost, if you remember. So I'm just using a couple of bits of that as well. Mix them lot together, and then out of here I've got spent mushroom compost and worm cast. So them two are mixed them as well. Couple of handfuls of mix all those lot up in an empty compost bag, So I know that there's a good brew going in there. And now I'm about 2 inches from the top. Give that a good soak in. Right, all I need is 2 beans, so I started 3 off. If I'd just started 2, I'd have lost 1. So I always start more off than I want. Never been in the cold end of the greenhouse for quite a while now. Right, I'm going to top dress with my compost. So I'll get my tray underneath and my bowl. Take the front door off. My babbies, I'll pick them out and put them back in the bin. I'm still going to get worms in there because I've got eggs in there. So top dressing these troughs. Them eggs are going to come out within a couple of days or something. So let's put a good dollop of them in. I'm only putting 2 in, and then monthly I'll just do another 2 and just work my way along. So I've got beans. Don't forget there's only me and the missus. So nice white roots, good plant, bung them in. These are now about 2 foot up again, but we'll see that next week. Right, I've now got a top dress as normal, as with any of my raised beds, whether it was down the plot or up the back garden, in the tunnel, whatever. I top dress using straw with a rabbit book, which is an added bonus. Stops this drying out, keeps the moisture in, keeps the warmth in, keeps the weeds down if there is any. So I'll top dress them too, give it a good soaking, and then I'll put me weed suppressant, which is from Wilco. This was on originally, or on all my raised beds. So I've cut them down to size, and then obviously now I'm ready to go in. And it's just to stop this lot drying out as well, so I'm ready for it. Oh, did I mention I've got a book out? 11 quid on Amazon, unless I'm close. Right, the last, it's got to be, say the last month, I've filled my bin up 3 times. So we're getting less rain. And when it is full, the lid's only on to stop that coming out, jumping out while I'm filling up. But once it is full, the lid is then left off for 48 hours. Get rid of all the crap. And this is during the afternoon, and if your hose is in the sun, it gets nice and supple. You get no kinks in it, and you don't go too stiff and whatever. So if you can get your hose in the sun, perfect. Oh, I've got to escape. Here we am. Let's get going. Jeffrey, good to see you, sir. Colin, you nearly trod in something then.
I know.
Oh, and it on.
Catherine. Oh, Catherine. Oh, well done.
Trod in it. Full screen. Right, my wine that I've just made, I've got the new one. I've got to stir this for 2 weeks. So that's after 3 days. As you can see, it's getting nice and thick on the top. That's why you stir it, to get that yeast get going. Quite a bit of stuff now showing growth here. Bit of green on everything. This was at me cousin's 2 weeks ago in Alstrom area. Because you got that protection of the wall, by keeping frost off it, it's got a nice bit of colour on it. And while we was there, because my aunt used to live in the bungalow that they've got, and used to look after her and all the family. When I come back from the West Indies, I bought this limbo drummer bottle back. This was from Trinidad. It was a nice little chap as a souvenir, and obviously that's his hat, which is screwed up. I'd even forgot that got it. But old grum, beautiful stuff. Memories. It's like a dream now. Beetle dung, yes, good stuff. Right, on dinner time, the sun comes through where I've got a back at the gap there, the end of my shed, and that privet, because I keep that back as well. There's about a 3-foot gap, meaning the sun comes on them two anyway, for the hour dinner. And then on the afternoon, as you can see, it's just started coming on there. And as the sun gets a bit higher, it'll cover these lot as well. So they do get a bit of sun. I mean, everything will grow in daylight, but sunlight even better. And that's my waiter now ready to use. Right, Amber show, which is Saturday 2nd of July. Judge in there, which there ain't much, but it's a show in the sense it's just started to kick off with the flowers, fruit and veg. So for next year, I shall try it. Well, I will get more veg and fruit in for next year in the schedule. Plus, I'm going to get speakers involved on different subjects, which will keep everybody happy at the show and get more people in, which is what they want. Robin Pierce, I'm sure we've had him for the talk down our Garlic Club. That name rings a bell. Right, our schedule. This is what's on the back of the schedule. We have all the speakers, which is what I'm doing again now. I'm getting speakers ready for next year. And we've got our committee meeting tomorrow night. And that's getting ready. Where's it? John Bennington. We got him Thursday, 5th of May. So I'll ring him tomorrow, make sure he's still okay and that. It's getting harder now for gardening clubs. I've had, in the last month, I've had another 3 ring me up and say we've temporary booked you for next year, sending dates out, but they've folded. I just can't carry on. People can't get to the events or take them on because of the price of fuel and all this crap. People ain't got money. And I noticed this at our last meeting. Somebody come in and they wouldn't buy a raffle ticket. And I thought, well, I'm going to say nothing. But then I put my brain into gear. You know, they live on the Todd. Has paid a membership, so that's it. If I can't afford to have a ticket, then now I understand more. And people are getting around. It's getting bloody harder. But I'm sorting things out for myself just to keep our gardening club going. With affiliation for all the societies, we've stopped that just to save money. But everybody's in the same boat. Right, North Lincoln talk. This was Wednesday the 6th. This is obviously a B&B. Stayed in Premier Inn, which is all good for me. But a good to turn in. Chairman being a good looking person, he brought me Hunter John Smith. He's a good lad. As soon as I come in, so another new mate, and that was a good start to the night. But they got a new chairman now, and he's looking after them, and they enjoy the tour. I'll get them composting first off, then we stop for the grub. Then they'd raised beds and no dig after. But the grub was real. And on the night when I got back to me digs, obviously the bar was open. There's a couple there and a couple of pints. A couple of bags of Nobby's nuts. Good job he was asleep. Breakfast in the morning. And the next night we got a general meeting. Colligate Gardening Club. Nigel Coe get us talk on gladies. Good lad. Quite a few Zoomers there. But he filled the place up. In fact, a few people come in late and they had to sit behind a pillar. And that interval for the grub and the raffle draw. But it's always good to see Nigel. Always making and there's 4 Zoomers meeting up. Always good to meet up. Jacko, first time, hope you enjoyed it. Want to see it again. So cheers for that, Nigel. Good man. Right, this is down the trading shed Saturday. I've got to bag some worm casts up for a mate. There they am. 40 litres, 10 quid. That's bloody cheap, that is. Me babby. Took it out again, Dodford. Sun was out, we was free, so we legged it. This is my second Saturday from the sheds. First time ever. And it's going to be a regular thing and all. It's a bit pricey at this place, but so we just have a snack, and that's a snack. Fish finger butty, obviously a pint, and the hound with a mat, and her dinner. Boston. Right, Sunday. This is ready for my next talk. So I've got all my gumps together, laptop, projector and all that crap. All the stuff I'm going to flog at half time. I've got Scotty's worm cast and his winnings for his worm wheel. Was it a couple of weeks ago? And the raffle prizes for the show itself. So that's a raffle prize I've donated, plus I give them a bottle of my wine as well. So they dipped in. And this was on the, because I was all, the cars loaded up. This was on the night again. Got an extra hour of light I should say. So if you remember, I've got fruit trees down there. And I'm leaning over a bit. So I've got spare stakes, so I'm going to stake them up. There we are, and just make out the string holding them upright. That's better. Look after them chaps. Right, Sunday morning. This was down Chelmsford. Obviously an afternoon talk. And I took Paul with us to give him a break. I've been here a few times. Now when we got here, what was it? 2 hours 35 minutes, non-stop. Now usually if I go do a talk and it's hour and a half away, I'd just about make it for a piddle. And this is 2 hours 35 minutes. And 5 minutes away I thought, oh, I want a piddle. I thought, I'll stop now. And when we pulled in off the main road up here, down this side road, there's bloody traffic lights. And we had to go down and come back again. And I nearly jumped out the car here. I said, Paul, you've got to drive in, I've got to go and have a piddle. Anyway, when we went in there, we met Scott and Donna. And I showed him my jeans, I got dribbled it. I just about got away with it. He dried out, ready for me to talk, so I got away with that. Gordon Bennett. Not many turned up for some reason. Perhaps a speaker wasn't that. Good thing about this, John King, he's a YouTube follower. And I think it was an hour away, so he come and see me, which was good. Good man, always good to meet up with somebody. And there's Scott. He'd bought us some chili plants. Good lad. And he bought me some seaweed. He's a good egg. Spiel before we kick off. Sherry Plum giving an introduction and whatever. The grub at the end again. Good spread, Boston. Unmade cakes. Always go down well. Let's do the raffle draw at the end. And me flogging me stuff. But good afternoon. Got away with it. Enjoyed it. All had a good time and all. This is on the way down. Look at this photo. This is a haystack. Look at the size of that bloody haystack. It's like a block of flats. They'll get them in Collingham. And we tried to overtake this to see if it was Colin driving, but we couldn't. We couldn't believe this. Huntingdon and God Manchester. Is that the name of a place? It's got to be because we saw it twice. Couldn't believe it, me or Paul. How nicked one of my best pots out of the bloody greenhouse. Like Gloriosa. There's no sign of nothing. So I'm going to upend them. Which I have done there. Put them down as well as I can. Slowly take the composters away. As you can see on the end, just starting to root there. And he's just starting off that end. No sign on that bit there yet. So they have started. So slowly, or put them back in, giving them a good soaking. Everlasting Cow from Keith Iron. That's ready to go out. So one of my raised beds which I filled, it's got a good brewing. I'm just going down of the depth of the pot, but I'm just hitting the muck under there. So he's going to have a good brew underneath him, just to help him out.
1 2 1 2.
Perfect, perfect. Nice and upright level. And then I'm firming in from the outside into the roots where I've just planted. I'm not pushing him down, I'm firming outside in. I don't need to go down too much because I've already potted him up to the first leaf, as you can see there. So I don't want him going in further. Obviously when I've packed that in, I should just put him down slightly. So he's doing well. Good soaking. Next one. Then I'm going to top dress him. Good drop of muck. I'll give that a good soaking. Right, canes out the. I'm using it. This is the tunnel top of the garden. Storing my canes. I'll just put them up there with some Velcro rolls, which I can get from Wilco. So I've just opened the Velcro there and got my canes down. Because what I'm going to do, my wire, just make out these are my raspberries. My wire is on there. Got a good eyesight. It's green and there's one up there as well. So I'm just going to get my canes in ready. The canes are only going in about 1/2 inch. So the weed suppressant comes off. Bung my canes out. So on the top and to there. So it's only gone in about 1/2 inch, the canes. They are nice and secure. Good soaking. Which they have had. And then that top is dried off and it's marked with coarse eagles on the side. And it gets thrown in the shed again. Wormity, while I'm in there, I'll have a quick nose of that as well. So there's the little chap underneath. There's my worm cast, which will be ready, and there's my top layer. And the chaps are still working away with the grub they had a few days ago. And also the cardboard, which is on the top, you'll see them working way through that as well. Sultana rum, this is my next one I'm going to do. That's all the ingredients. I've seen quite a few of these, and they say add 1 teaspoon of rum to each bottle if desired. Isn't that cheating? I did say that to somebody once when they said that didn't know don't need that. So that's all my ingredients. This is the only one I've ever used sultanas. I've used raisins before because raisins give everything a kick. Exactly the same as demerara sugar instead of white sugar. And wheat, that also gives it a kick. So sultanas, the rind and the lemon juice I use, and there's ginger as well. So this lot is mixed up and you've got to stir it for moons, cold wet off, obviously, to dissolve the sugar. And then give them the grub. That's got to be stirred daily. Right, sorting out some more. I'm bagging up another bag of mycorrhizal fungi ready for me because I've got a few sales coming up, a few talks, whatever. We had the electrician in changing over a light. I says, "Can you work around me?" He says, "Yes, good man." So I made him a cuppa and he worked around me. 3/4 hour later, done the bag. Postman come. Good lad. What did he get me? 3 bush alstroemeria. Most of my alstroemerias are the big ones. But not too bad. These haven't been smashed up like a few with a post you get nowadays. So I straight into a plastic drinking cup, which if I can get them in, then that's what they're going to start everything off. Take the hound for a walk. So there's a hound in flight. I was looking at this stuff and all. Perfect. If you're starting to fill a raised bed, if you've got a large raised bed or a high one. This stuff on the bottom. Perfect. Or even in your composting. And so much else now. Comfrey started growing. So I'm using a poo bag. I lick a load of comfrey and nettles as I'm going around. So I've got a good dollop of them. Right, the sticks up my onions, probably might be 2.5 foot cane is in there. I'm now going to extend that cane to this one here. So the top ring on that one, I'll take all the others off, hold that onion up and then lift that cane out. Put the other cane in while I'm still holding that onion up and then put that ring on first, then there's no collapse or disturbance of whatever. All done. This is just for the wormery, top of the garden, so I'm just chopping them up with scissors. So I've got my brew of mixtures. This is worm cast, spent mushroom compost, topsoil, spent hops. Then I've got my carbon there, which is my shredded paper, loo boxes which I've ripped up, and eggshells. There's my eggshells crushed. So this lot is now getting put together and mixed, all ready to go in the bin. Bung them in, give them a good soaking. There's my babbies underneath. That's put in. Good weighting. Cardboard on the top. Colin's trademark. That's his tattooing. Colin's tattoo. I bet you got a tattoo with that. I'll ask him later on. So that cardboard now is wet all the way through both sides. Next lot is going in my compost bin. Carpet's taken off. If you have a good perv, I've got my worms if you want, and then there's my springtails. This is springtails, your soil or your compost, you know you got good compost. Carpet's drying out, so I'll give them a watering as well, and the lid goes on. Another stir in my wine, bit of cake, donut, you know, a star. Right, this is a Rolleston talk in Derby. When was this one? This was Wednesday, April 13th. This was only an hour away the road. I've been there probably maybe 3rd time and all. But a nice big screen, good layout, meaning you can get a few in, and always good to go up here. But the good thing about this one, highlight of my day, or the afternoon, morning I should say, this was a morning talk on it, 10:30 start, Gordon Bennett, first morning one. Well, that was Richard and else. These two are Zoomers, and both one on the worm wheel. But it was great to meet them too. But good turnout, good talk. They enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. Right, back to me little chaps. This is looking at the composts. Lavateria. This was the clover, the organic, if you remember all the crap I took out of that. So that should be good stuff. And the other one was Westlands. and that was rubbish as well. And the other gump, that was from Lidl. But none of these have got anything in to hold moisture. So if I do, well, that was just a trial anyway. But if I do use them again, so obviously I've still got compost left, then I shall put vermiculite in with them. Got stuff filling up the greenhouse now. My cormorants outside of the pots that have started coming through. Precious. Them are in the cold in the greenhouse on the bottom, as you can see. Pheasant acre plants. Had some gladius come. Cream Perfection. Ugandans, 10 of each. Mrs. I forget her name, asked me if I was going to mould them, which I ain't. But first thing I'm going to do, undo them and have a nose. Another bit of cake. Nice sunny day, so I'm going to strip these outside with a copper and the hound. So all the skins are coming off, like I've done that one there. This is just make sure there ain't no rotten ones or any disease, anything like that. There ain't anyway, you ain't going to dish out crap. It's a decent name. But that's all I'm doing, getting these ready. Because all the rest in the garage, I've got to skin off anyway. By the time that was done. So that's what I did. And they all worked out well. So they would be added to the rest of them in the greenhouse. As you can see here, some with ice chutes on. So when I do start bunging out, then we'll go out first, obviously. And I'm in the garage 3 or 4 times, might be more a day. So there is ventilation in there, nice and dark. You don't get no frost, perfect. Howell Road allotments. This was in Wolverhampton. This was Friday 15th of April, 7:45. I think it's the first talk about because of COVID crap. But that was me set up, filling up, and they laid on grub for them and all. They looked after them over there. And in the end, we had a good turnout. Tracy, who's runs it, is like me, as like a ferret on it. They don't stop, but her enjoys it and all, looks after them if they need it. But good night. That was on their website. Thank you, mid. We so enjoyed ourselves. Anyone said it was brilliant. That's what I want to hear. Right, sat down in the shed. Myself, Laura, and Mark just bagging up some more worm casts and spent mushroom compost. In fact, one bag's nearly empty now because we should be having another delivery soon of fertilisers. And just dreading seeing the price of them. It's the new prices, i.e. since everything's bloody shot up. And now 8-foot canes, I think they're coming in at 48 pence. So if you make 2p a cane, 50p a cane, bloody hell. Anyway, we're all in the same boat. I just see these lot are drying out again, so that they'll have a good winter in. But the chaps are coming through. Burnt wood. This was Tuesday 19th. So in the 2 weeks we've had a few talks. This is Staffs. So this is only an hour away as well. And I've been here a couple of times. But these have got a brilliant setup at the back of the place. There's football pitches here, and there's a green space. But they get a good turnout here. It's excellent setup with at least 8 members involved. This is flogging plants up there, and obviously membership to come in, raffle tickets. Then there's somebody sat here as well, but he hadn't come in by then. But he was bringing fuchsias in for the members class later on, so I was flogging them. I was taking names for trips and whatever. But the setup's brilliant, and they got quite a few members. And I went for the pedal before I started, and I was queuing up to get in. But good turnout. And they enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. There you can see the chap with the fuchsias. He's coming at the end there. And this lot here, they was flogging the spares off. Which I took a few spares of mine. I also take some more for our next general meeting. Because June bringing by, I think it's too far away. We've got to move that a month forward anyway. That's to sort out what's it. Right, this is Scott sent me a tuber earlier on. This is no called Pooh, and that's what he looks like. And that was my first daily cutting I've ever took, and he's spurted. I think there's only 2. The rest of bloody died on me. But what do I do with him now? Do I chop him off there or there?
Pinch the top out there where he was first.
There.
Yeah, make another cutting. Put that in compost. It'll root.
I only need 2 of these. And he'll ferret away here. I want somebody to educate me later on as well for our show for Saturday in September, when I've got to pinch out him. Obviously I want flowers ready for our show, but we got time yet. You can tell me about that. So he's doing well. Right, John Murphy sent me this one photo. Obviously that is touching no compost whatsoever. So what is that tray sitting on? So I asked him, like it, how's this work, John? Sits in tank of jet spray roots constantly, or you can set times for pump. Brilliant. No compost whatsoever. How things advance. Right, this is for Dave Bradley. He asked about leeks, pot leeks and blanch leeks. You need to blanch pot leeks. For exhibition, you can plant them. Now, if you're going to eat him, I mean, that's a pot leek. But if you're going to eat him, just plant up to that first leaf. And that then will get blanched underneath. Like this. We got a class for pot leeks, 6 to 8 inch. We call it a super pot leek. That means if somebody's got a pot leek over 6 inches, which is the normal size, then they can still exhibit it. So when you do plant a pot leek, then you earth up that last lot, because that leaf's going to dry off anyway. So just earth up. So that's all you'd blanch there. But for eating, you just put them in as they are there. But for a blanch leek, then you put your collars on. What did that go short? Which are either loo rolls or kitchen rolls, which is used in there. Obviously that's just to blanch that leek itself, which you got there. The trees are listening. The wood ear mushroom. That's brilliant, isn't it? Nature. Weird and wonderful. Ukraine's elite first farmers brigade in action. Like it. Right, Beach Grove. I've never watched these because it used to be on a funny time, Sunday morning or something. I don't know. But Carol Clooney, we've been mates for a while. And 4th of the 11th last year, he was watching the Zooms and he won the worm wheel. Morning Callum, what would you like for your worm wheel win? Mike charge or liquid fish? Oh nice. I won, I thought. I'd won your book. How's you, mate? So then I thought I'll have a nose because he was on a decent time. Was it last night or 2 nights before? And the first thing I saw, you can reach the middle of that from outside of the raised bed. So why go in the middle? Still, that's up to him. That's what he wants to do. But I thought, I'm going to say too much. Right, that's how Ben. Good to see he's spreading his wings. This is the Mayor of West Mids. He done quite a few things for him, and this was another one. One of his drawings. He don't just do cartoon things, he does quite a bit of stuff. Cartoon style, obviously, but he's getting noticed. Right, this come in the post yesterday. Gladioli annual from the British Gladioli Society. No, I'm a member of this. As I mentioned before, we used to be affiliated. Our gardening club to the medals as well for our show. We're at cutbacks. We've stopped all the affiliations, but I'm carrying on with the membership. Next one. Going through the handbook, online shows that should be going again this year, which is good. Where Nigel Co had some excellent examples, resulting in grand champion in the final show. His own seedling, Alison Elizabeth, also did well throughout the season. The seedling class was strongly contested. Excellent. Also, thanks also to Nigel for helping keep on top of any problems. So he does his bit, our Nigel. Always good to see. Right, this was the online shows from last year. Steve Medicott got his name in there. Don't forget, there's loads of classes. This is every week, and anybody can just put a photo in. You've got all week, so you're going to put the photo, take the photo when it's at its best. So by the end of the week, when it is judged, which is Friday evening, if you had left it till Friday, it might have been past the sell-by date. So you're good. But as you see, Steve got a third in there, and I did 3 Sparks Primulus, and I got a second with Sue. I have got a photo. I'll try and get the photo out for next week, find that out for you. Steve, if you've got a photo of yours that you put in there last year, if you're going to find that out for next week. But it's worth having a go. It's on Facebook, meaning that you ain't got to pay nothing, you ain't got to join nothing. Just get in. And it's good for a learning curve as well, because everything everybody does, they tell you what they're doing. Right, this one, National Allotment Society, they've asked me to talk at BBC Gardeners World live this year, and that's the schedule because it's a 4-day event: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've picked the Friday, and I got in there quick. I says Friday, it'll be too hectic. Saturday and Sunday, plus what I want to do anyway. So I'm talking on the morning at 11 and on the afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For some unknown reason, we had to pick from these titles: sustainability, growing food, and well-being. You couldn't pick your own title. What a load. And they picked that, gardening my way. What I put down was composting, raised beds and no dig, soil food web, and look, all this shit. But it would have upset these lot, so they've just put gardening my way. But don't tell nobody, sod all. Still, we'll see how it goes. Darren Rudge, my mate, he's like Osmo, he gets everywhere and all. Roger Umpleby, we've had him a couple of times at our gardening club. But now I'm looking forward to that. You're flogging my book there and all. Right, because me grapes are showing signs, as you can see here. I'm going to give them their first feed of the year, just to give them a pick-me-up, as the weather's getting a bit better now. Right, there's the Olden, and after that one, he's dead as a ferret, so he's coming off. There's my new growth for this year. He'll come off as well. There he is. That's jobbed that person, and I'm going to job him. All I want is one to go straight away up that string. And the other side, I took all the old growth off there. Now we get composted. Right, this lot here started coming a bit too close getting overgrown over my fruit trees. So I'm going to job that lot as well. Keep that back. No, but I don't need it this side. I need all the colour the other side. So whether this stays there as a badger's tadger, I don't make no. I just want it clear for my fruit trees, which I have done there. You see there's blossom on them as well. So that lot I've just chopped, that'll be chopped up next week, ready for composting. Right, me seaweed, dried seaweed out of Scott. He's a good lad. Bucket and spade chopped up. Still too big, so it goes through the shredder. Perfect. Scotty on a start. Right, my mate rung up. What day on Sunday? Was it Thursday? Might have been Thursday or Friday, whatever, don't know. But basically he had a heart attack, 3 stents fitted. He's in our gardening club, helps us out a lot on the shower day and everything. So, and he said, I can't get my slots out, you want them? I says, I'll come and have a nose. So while I was there, walking down the garden, I thought I'd take some photos while I'm there. And these were stunning. Don't ask me the names. On the other side there was these
Crown Imperials.
easy for you to say.
Them Crown Imperials or Fritillarias, they call them.
Good man, good man. Right, his compost, which was these bins, but by the way, he wears sandals, as you can see there. He wears sandals in the bloody winter and all. Yeah, right. But he's got 4 compost bins. And this is some of the compost he got out. Beautiful stuff. So I've got him trying it as well. Because he's not a Zoomer or a YouTuber. And there's his bins. But beautiful stuff. He'd already prepared the bed. I says, well, you've grown them. I'm going to bung them in for you. So I put 3 rows in for him. So that's where we put in his back garden. It's got the sun all day when it's out, which is excellent. Good length garden, and it's narrows at the further you go down there. Greenhouse there, bit of space at the back and all. But and you can grow some decent stuff. So we sorted him out there. Next to. These are some chaps in his greenhouse. I recognise him. I've got these in now. Our garden, obviously, there's no growth on them yet because I'm covered in bloody bluebells and white bells. Once them die back, then these will come into life. But he says these are in the greenhouse permanent, just to see a bit of colour in there. But these are nice and all.
I think them are ranunculus, Mick.
Can you spell that? No, I'm checking the P. I can't even bloody say that. And walking back up the garden again, I noticed these little chaps, them are nice as well. Boston little flower. Not too high, so they ain't going to block anything out. Them are nice and all. And the spares you get us, 2 of my mates had them. Women England today, good game that was. Well done, gals. I think I got France next for the Grand Slam, I believe. Right, compost. My mate from South Wales, he got me some of this. When did he bring this up? Probably 4 or 5 months ago. And it was a bag I found in the garage. Obviously, he bracken or whatever it is, he got it from, not bracken, but pine leaves, whatever. But I thought I'm going to put that through the shredder. When it come out, it was beautiful stuff. Even the hound liked it. Now something like that, because I saw this advertised. Now I've seen this before, but that weren't the name. But straw, it's basically straw, chopped straw, which is common sense in it. Chop it, it's a natural product, it's going to break down. So these people are doing all these alternatives to peats. Why can't they use something like this, straw or leaf mould? That's another good one. Leaf mould better than the bloody crap I'm dishing out. Plus your own compost. Saw this thief, his wife and the canoe. We bloody curled up with the missus. Both good actors. We like him when he wrote. But that was good. We watched that for 4 nights. Then the next night, it was saying the true story about the thief, his wife and the canoe. It says, oh, the true story. So we've just wasted 4 nights of our life watching a load of crap. Why saying the true story anyway? We've got into this. This is on Netflix, Homeland. If you got Netflix and you can get it, start from the beginning, which we do. We're catching up. But every time there's a load of crap on, which is most nights, then we go on. If it's only half hour watching it, but it is the twists and turns in it. Afghanistan, basically. It's excellent. Love it. And people, for tonight, that is it.
What question, Mick?
Hang on, let's get rid of my screen. Yes, Sue, sorry.
When you're you say about the eggs, the worms' eggs in the compost.
Yeah.
What do they look? What do they actually look like? Sounds like a silly question.
Little yellow chaps.
Yellow.
Yeah.
What are they like? Miniature. What sort of size are they?
Bloody hell. You can hold them between your finger and thumb. Very small.
Right. So they're like miniature slugs' eggs, that sort of thing. Would there be like a pile of them?
Smaller than that.
Smaller than
a slug egg, yeah.
Yeah. And would you get them in? Because I've never seen them before. I don't know what they look like.
I'll get a photo for next week.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
I better write that down now.
Mick, regarding your compost, I don't know if anybody's tried. I've found some Humax has started bringing stuff back onto the market under a different formulation, and I've tried it, and it's very good. The only no, it's just said it's got added, embellished with added stuff. It doesn't say peat free, but it's got wood in it. But the only thing is, you have to really break it up. It's lumpy, but once you've broken it up, I'm having really good results with it. I'm growing some good stuff.
How much is it, Colin?
Well, I got it from Brookside Nurseries. It's about £6.40 for 60 litres.
60 litres. Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's
take some photos, Colin, for next week.
Yeah, I will. Well, I'll send you some. But I was surprised because I thought, oh, blimey, I thought that packed up altogether. But I tried it and I'm getting good results. I'm still trying to source some bath gauge. I can't get any from anywhere around here. It's bloody annoying.
Yeah. We used to have Max years ago for our training sheds.
Yeah, it used to be good. It's the formulas.
Good stuff.
Formulas changed entirely. It's nothing like what you'd be used to. The old Humax was really fine and friable, wasn't it? Now this is with but I say if you break it up and sieve it, it grows. The stuff grows in it definitely.
Yeah.
Colin, have you got a British Garden Centres around by you? Because most of them are stocked in Bathgate now.
I have. It's 4 mile up the road, 3 mile up the road, Newton Regis, and they don't stock it.
What about Amazon?
Have you asked them to?
Because yes, and I'm going to ask them again tomorrow because I don't know why they haven't got it, because most of the other establishments have.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask to speak to the manager tomorrow and see whether we can. I mean, they've only got to buy a pallet, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which would be nothing for them, and then they'll see how it goes. But I know 4 or 5 people locally who go and buy some.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a ring.
What is it called? Is it Bathgate Multi-Purpose Compost or?
They do multi-purpose. They do one called Champions Blend as well.
Oh, it's Champions Blend because they got the multi-purpose on Amazon.
It's dear though on there.
But it's about £20 for.
It's ridiculous the price on there.
£12.39 for 50 litres.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's expensive. That is. I don't want to pay that much.
Dave, if I'm still on, I'll use your photos you have sent me on next week. Couldn't be on tonight. I'll need some more photos of people's next week, please. Even if it's just 6 photos, anything will do.
Well, I've just put up a brand new beam frame of like fence posts, but they're rounded fence posts, and it's really nice. So I'll do some of that.
Nigel, you know that house bike you reviewed?
Yeah.
I bought one.
Right.
And it's got an inherent problem. I only bought the short one. The is it the 5 metre one?
50 metre.
15, not
15.
15 metre.
50 foot.
And yeah, and it's lovely, excellent quality. But when it's on the setting of soak, I know on one of the settings, right? What it does, it emits more water than the hose pipe can take. So essentially, as soon as you're using that setting, the hose pipe starts to retract.
Is that with the spray gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I'd rather use a single sprayer, to be honest, like just a long nozzle rather than them more adjustable sprayers.
I spoke to the bloke and he said, "Oh, blimey, a lovely chap." And he's sending me an extension, but that's not going to work because it's all down to water pressure.
Yeah.
But the quality is. I've worked my way around it because I just put it on an alternative setting and that seems to work. But this particular,
I think if you use it on shower or soaker is the one I've used it on. It's fine. Yeah. The one which is like a fairly good even spray.
Yeah, but I thought, blimey, I was going around. Oh, this should look good. And all of a sudden, I was being talked back.
Yeah. You thought the missus had got hold of you?
Yeah, it is a good product, definitely, if it lasts.
Yeah, well, you got 5 years to wear it out.
Ah, that's amazing guarantee, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good talking point then for next week, Colin, is his extension.
Yeah. We'll see.
What postcode are you, Colin? What's the first bit of your postcode?
My postcode is B77, B for Bertie.
Right, hang on. No, it's not on there. So I found somewhere that sells it.
Have you?
That stuff, yeah, but it's they're asking a lot for delivery, but they've not got your postcode on there.
Oh.
Jacko, you in the boozer?
Of course he is.
Always.
Absolutely.
It's a closed down if
You've
he
got a bed in
don't.
there.
And I've got an empty glass as well.
Oh, God.
Can you finish quick because his glass is empty?
You cool dude. Cheers, Scott, mate. Good man. Good to see you last week.
And you, mate. And you. Shame I couldn't come in. We're all better now, so.
If I'd known it was so empty, well, not so empty, but if I'd known it was so spaced out, I would have come. I thought it was going to be really busy.
Yeah, me and the wife couldn't go in because we had COVID. We had tested positive.
Had COVID.
Yeah, so we had to stand
I'm
outside.
glad I didn't come then.
We stayed away from everybody.
I've been shielded for like 2 years. I don't want to then catch it.
No, that's it. No. Socially distanced photographs.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So anyway, I'll see you next week.
I was gutted I couldn't come.
God.
Really gutted.
Cheers.
Right then, people. Send us any bits for next week if you got them.
Okay.
And we'll job you all next week.
All right. See you all next week.
All
Thank you.
See you all.
And you back to the back.